Dark on the shoreline, salt in the wounds of the oars. Maps burned to cinders, name carried out from the wars. Call me the king of a broken harbor, crown made of seaweed and scars. 10 long years in the jaws of thunder, now the road home hides in the stars. Wine dark water like a loaded question, each black wave whispers a dare. Men keep laughing through the choked up terror, knuckles white on splinters and prayer. Sails of Ithaca, pull me through the teeth of the storm. Sails of Ithaca, thread my heart back into its form. Every mile a memory torn. Sails of Ithaca, guide this tattered soul home. Lotus on tongues in a painted garden, sweetness that erases your name. I shook them awake in the sugar twilight, ripped them out of that velvet flame. Next came a giant in a stone-locked cavern, one blind eye, breath thick as a grave. We carved our exit in his roaring shadow, left our fear in the blood on his cave. Sails of Ithaca, pull me through the teeth of the storm. Thread my heart back into its form. Every mile a memory torn. Sails of Ithaca. Songs from a cliff like a silver dagger, voices bending marrow and thought. I lash my hunger to a cracked old masthead, let the ropes hold the battle I fought. Past their promise of soft oblivion, past the bones in the foam below, we sailed ragged through the broken echo, chasing home in the afterglow. Sails of Ithaca, pull me through the teeth of the storm. Thread my heart back into its form. Every mile a memory torn. Down in the whirl of the churning doorway, teeth made of shipwreck and stone, my ship shivered between rage and silence, sky split thin as a bone. 6 men gone in the snapping heartbeat, names swallowed under the waves. I steered straight through that split horizon, carried ghosts that I couldn't save. Islands of gold with a weary goddess, offered forever in her steady gaze. Years fell soft like forgotten sandals, shoreline locked in a golden haze. But my bed back home kept calling, where the olive branches scratching my sleep. So I walked from her timeless doorway, chose the road that was rough and steep. Down in the halls of the ashen shadows, where the breath turned silver and thin, heroes murmured under blackened banners, warning carved in the bone and wind. Steel in my hand felt small, felt brittle, next to ages buried in dust. Still I carried their solemn counsel like a lantern of stubborn trust. Every star a riddle, thunder speaking in an older tongue, lightning framing every loss behind me, every song my comrades had sung. Cattle grazing in a sunlit pasture, glare on armor, hunger in eyes. They fed on doom in a field of comfort, paid their feast with their final cry. Alone on the plain plank of a shattered vessel, drifted days on a muttering sheet. Tasted the sky and the rain that found me, heard my heartbeat count each beat. Found one last shore with a jaded ruler, bow bent tight like a drawn out truth. Iron bent under my steady fingers, whirling back to remember my youth.
Stranger strings of my story declared long cut. I walked in wrapped in the dust of distance, old man's cloak, eyes hard not shut. Strings of the bells sing a sharp awakening, arrows answered years of deceit. Blood washed down through the town contention, silence fell at their scattered feet. At last, that room with the carved bed waiting, olive trunk rooted through stone, her gaze all storm held out all morning, held the thought I might not be known, but the scar from an old shared secret labor, line of fire along my side, turned her grief to a blazing sunrise, world grew small with her by my side.